All right, hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we're going to be going over 4 more Mopars. I know it's been a little while since we've done a Mopar themed video, and before we get too far, I do want to apologize. We're doing some reorganizing in this room, so if I sound a little echoey, it's because the room is basically empty except for my desk right now and all my cars. And I'm also, my sinuses are all stuffed up, and I think I'm getting a head cold or something because so if I sound a little different today, there's a couple reasons why. But anywho, let's get into our cars for today's video. So first up, I finally caved. I finally bought it. I've said it a million times. Every time I see the Dodge Stealth on the back of a package, I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool, but I'm not really into it. I finally caved in and got it just because, at the end of the day, it is a Dodge. It is pretty cool car. It's a twin turbocharged V6 though. It's not a V8, so that's why I was never too keen on putting one on the channel, but whatever. Next up, actually I'll show both of these to you guys at once. We have a version A and a version B of the 1971 Dodge Dart Swinger 340 Special. Now, I do have a Johnny Lightning that is almost the exact same as this guy here, but it does have a black top instead of a color match top. So we'll pull that down and check that out a little later on. Quick comparison. Maybe we'll do our double lift system again. And, oops. Lastly, down here on the end, I think my personal favorite for today's video is this absolutely gorgeous 1970 Plymouth Superbird, another muscle car and Corvette National themed release. This is part of the Johnny Lightning 50th anniversary. That was back in 2019. So yeah, this is Muscle Cars USA, but it's a 50th anniversary edition, and it's the Muscle Car and Corvette National series. So a lot of stuff going on with that one. But what do you say we start opening some stuff up, guys? So we'll start off with the Dodge Stealth, get the V6 out of the way first. So go ahead and get this cracked open. And while I got a second here, guys, make sure, I'm going to start saying this earlier on in the videos, make sure you're liking and subscribing the video, guys. Your likes, comments, subscribes, everything, it helps out the channel immensely. And like I've said before a few times, I am trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers. That is my current goal, and we are slowly chipping away at it. I think we just hit around 320. But if you guys like the content on the channel, if you're enjoying the videos and you find yourself coming back all the time, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can find my channel a little easier. So here is our Dodge Stealth. Do we have an opening hood on this guy? It looks like we may. Give me 1 second here. We're going to try a slightly closer camera angle here for you guys just to get a little bit better detail. So here is our 1993 Dodge Stealth RT. We'll take a peek under the hood there. Little weird looking, but that is, I believe it's a 3.5 liter. It's either a 3.0 or a 3.5 liter twin turbocharged V6 engine. Now, I have had the displeasure of working on these before, and let me tell you guys, the turbochargers are like, there was not enough room in that engine bay for a twin turbocharged V6, but for some reason, Dodge just stuffed it in there anyway. And I mean, like, you can't do anything on that engine. Like, there's just no room for anything under the hood of this car. But it is a very cool car. And the Mitsubishi version called the 3000 GT, this is one of those Chrysler Mitsubishi crossovers similar to the Eclipse and the Eagle Talon, the TSI Talon. This is another one. This is their coalition between Chrysler and Mitsubishi. It was called Diamond Star Motors, or DSM. And the Eclipse, the Talon, the 3000 GT, they were all kind of byproducts of the DSM market. So we've got a license plate on there. Can we, it says sneaky, because it's a Stealth, get it? Really cool. These are actually anatomically correct wheels. These are the wheels that you would find on a Dodge Stealth. It's certainly a cool car. You know, and I mean, I'm glad to have the Dodge version on here rather than the Mitsubishi, because if they had released the Mitsubishi, I probably wouldn't have bought it. But it's got the Dodge logo on it. There's that good old cross grill up in the front there. Kind of looks like an Intrepid. But very nice car. And they are quick. These cars are by no means any kind of slow. These things hustle. They absolutely hustle, and they're very collectible nowadays. There's a very weird, almost cult-like following of these in the 3000 GTs. People that they swear they're awesome cars, but you know, the car spends 364 out of 365 days of the year taken apart in their driveway because they have nothing but problems. But that one day that they do run, they run good. So very, very cool stuff. So we'll zoom out a little bit here so we can get our card into focus. And we'll start checking out some of our premium facts. It says the Dodge Stealth was there you go. Was the result of a partnership between Mitsubishi Motor Corps and Chrysler under the moniker DSM or Diamond Star Motors. So there you go. The 93 Dodge Stealth was available in 3 trim levels, base, RT, and RT twin turbo. The ES, so the ES package was dropped in 1993. Interesting, interesting, interesting. So yeah, I mean, it's a cool car. It is a cool car. It's not exactly a muscle car. This is very much more like a tuner. But it's a Dodge, so we'll give it a pass. We'll take a peek underneath. Almost forgot. 7/01/2021 is our production date on there. So very cool stuff from our new Dodge Stealth. Very, very cool. So we'll get that guy parked up and we will get into some more of our classic muscle stuff. So what do you guys say? Well, let's open these together. We'll open them at the same time, all right? We'll do our comparison stuff. All right, guys, so here we go. Here are our 2 brand new 1970 Dodge Dart. What is it? The Dodge Dart Swinger 340 Special. There's our first one there with the special license plate and a special license plate again on that one. It literally says special. Very cool stuff. We've got the purple on the left, the gray on the right, and talking about colors, that reminds me. I forgot to show you guys the paint code, dark silver. That is the paint code for the Dodge Stealth. So dark silver. Almost forgot about that. Ooh, careful, 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 careful. I'm knocking stuff over here. Anywho, back to our Dodge Dart. So you can clearly see your nice big 340, or I guess little in relative terms. 340 under the hood of our purple Swinger there with the nice little white stripe on the back. Goodyear tires. Nice white interior. Falling off the lift here. There we go. I really, really like this purple a lot. This purple is really, really cool. And then coming around, we do have more of a kind of a gunmetal gray on our other variation here. So we'll do one of these. Get their hoods closed. Very, very cool. Some sweet, sweet cars. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. And we'll do each one here. Get you guys a little bit of a better look at this thing. Absolutely beautiful. I love those chrome center caps on those wheels. That looks awesome. Nice white interior, black steering wheel in there. You can just about make out nice chrome trim around the windows. You have your little Hemi stripe or your Dodge RT. No, I guess it would be the Swinger stripe. There's your Dodge emblem on the back. So the taillights of the 71 are a little bit different than the taillights on the 70. Sorry, I'm trying to keep this centered here. We do have a color-matched gas cap. You love to see it. I absolutely love to see that. That looks fantastic. And there on the front fender, you can just about make out, if I move my arm to create a shadow, you can see it does say Dart Swinger Special on on that front fender there. So we'll go ahead and zoom out. And we'll check out the card for our gray Dodge Dart here. We've got our premium facts. It says the 1971 Dodge Dart was not available in the US with a 340 cubic inch engine. Really? Combining resources, Crestview Dodge and Regina, Saskatchewan. Oh, Canada, right. And Crosstown Motors in Edmonton, Alberta, special ordered directly from Chrysler a limited production run of 340 equipped Dodge Dart swingers. So these are Dodge Dart Swinger Canada specials. I guess this specific 340 special, according to these facts, this 340 special was only available in Canada in 1971. So that's very interesting. Some Canadian muscle for you instead of American muscle. Very, very cool stuff. So we'll scoot him over real quick and we'll pull this purple guy in for a closer look. So we'll go ahead and zoom this in. There we go. Very, very cool. This purple paint job looks absolutely awesome, although I'm a little bit hasty on the actual video quality here when I'm zoomed in this close. I don't know. Leave a comment. Tell me what you guys think. Do you like being zoomed in like this to get a really good view of the cars, or should I stay, you know, back here? This or this? So we're trying this out for the video today. But yeah, the camera quality is a little, or the resolution's a little iffy there. Either way, very, very nice looking car. The purple paint helps you kind of make out the Dart swinger there on the fender. Again, white interior, black steering wheel, cat hair right there. Always the cat hair. There is our classic Mopar stripe across the back. We do have the special license plate again. Keep this centered. It's tough to keep them centered sometimes. I'm sorry. Very, very nice. These are really nice wheels on here, although I must admit I do like the chrome center caps a little better than the mag wheels, at least on this casting. So very cool stuff. We'll get this, let's get our card for our purple Dart. We'll go over our premium facts for this guy. It says only 83 of the Dodge Dart Swinger Special were built in 1971. All of them were in Canada as a special order. There you go. So that basically explains what I just explained. 63 units were sold from Crosstown Motors in Edmonton, Alberta. 18 were sold at Crestview Dodge in Regina, Saskatchewan, and 2 through unknown sales. So that is some interesting history on the Dodge Dart Swinger 340 Special. And like I said, I did promise you guys that we would do a comparison of one of my other, bit of an older casting, but still very similar. So this here is a 1970 Dodge Dart Swinger, not a Special, just a Dodge Dart Swinger. As opposed to the 71 we have right here. So this guy right here is a Johnny Lightning. This is an AutoWorld. So I'm going to go ahead and guess that these are actually probably the same casting. They look really, really, really pretty much the same. Obviously, the Johnny Lightning is a bit of a different color tone, and with the black vinyl roof, different wheels. It does have the black on the hood scoops as well, and this is a 70, this is a 71, so we'll go ahead and take a peek at the rear. If you don't believe me, there is your difference in the taillights in the back. And then, there you go, the license plate says 70 Dart, so you have to believe me. Very cool stuff, though. That is there's 3 Dodge Darts for you. I do have a lot of Dodge Darts in my collection. Here's another 70. That's another 70 Swinger. There's 2 more. Those are, I believe, a 68 and a 69 GTS. We've got a 70 swinger, a 71 swinger, 71 swinger, and another 70 swinger. So yeah, I do have a lot of Dodge darts in my collection. I think I have a couple more that I just haven't pulled down. But oh wait, actually, where is it? I know where it is. This guy, the spoiler. This was a 70. I believe this was a 70 as well, based off of this Johnny Lightning casting. So that's pretty cool. A lot of Dodge darts. So we'll go ahead and get this cleaned up, and we'll get into our last car for today's video, the Superbird back here. Save the best for last, always. Okay, I kind of just want to like take a second, just take a second and really, really let that car sink in. That has got to be one of the sweetest cars in my collection. This thing is absolutely beautiful. So being a car guy, people ask you all the time, oh, what's your favorite car? If you could have one car, any car, money is no object, what would it be? And that is the hardest question that people have ever asked me, because it's like, I don't know. There's a million different cars that I'd pick. I'm a car enthusiast. I love them all. I'd be beyond happy with any car that we've featured today in this video, or even, anything that's been on my channel. Pretty much the only cars that I collect are cars that I would like to own in real life. But there has always been one car, the first car that crosses my mind when somebody asks, if you could have any car, what would it be? And it is always the first car that comes to mind, the 1970 Plymouth Superbird in lime freaking green. This has got to be like, this is the definitive muscle car to me. It's got everything. It's the bright color, the big powerful engine, that big crazy spoiler in the back. It's got Looney Tunes on it, says Plymouth down the side. It is just like the coolest freaking car you could ever imagine. And we do have our hood open here before I graze over that. There's your 426 Hemi in nice Hemi orange. We'll go ahead and zoom in here so you guys can just about make out little Mr. there. Little Mr. Roadrunner there on the headlight. We'll go ahead and get the hood closed. There. And there you go. You do have hood pin details on there. You can just about make those out. Okay, this thing is actually too big to fit on screen when zoomed in. The spoiler and the nose cone just make it a little too big. Very, very cool car. Absolutely love the wheels, love the tires. This thing is beautiful. And there's our little Roadrunner once again. There he is on the spoiler. And there he is on the back. It does say Plymouth across the trunk there, as well as Superbird next to, right there above the taillight, it should say Superbird. Yeah, what an absolutely stunning looking car. I absolutely love this thing. Sweet, 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 sweet. And real quick, I'll pull down my other Johnny Lightning Superbird. Now this guy, my other Johnny Lightning Superbird, is pretty old. I believe this guy is from 1994, I believe. So quite an oldie, but still a goodie. And we can take a look real quick at some of the differences between these two models. Now, here's our 1994 model. You can see the fenders, the tires, the scaling was a little bit off there. Little bit funky. They obviously nailed it on the new one. The fenders and tires and wheels are much more to scale. However, there is something I find to be quite interesting, and that is how they look from the front. Every video. So the black details on the green one are a little bit more anatomically correct than this guy. We do have our Roadrunner logo on both cars though. However, the hood pins on the orange one, look way better than the ones on the green one. Very interesting. And the old one has mirrors on it as well. That's quite interesting. But there you go. So that's what, 94 to 22? That ought to be 28 years. I should know that. So that is 28 years of Johnny Lightning casting evolution right there. Two absolutely gorgeous models, although I must say the new green one is a bit more... Oh, you know what? Look at that spoiler. The spoiler on the green one, although there is a bit of a gap here, because this spoiler is cast into the body of this car. This spoiler is actually a piece of metal, whereas this one is a plastic piece that's been attached to the car. This spoiler, however, though, is a bit more... the shape is more accurate, and the positioning too. If you look, you can see the spoiler on the Superbirds was a little bit further forward, whereas this guy, it's a little bit further back, more like the Charger Daytonas. And the spoiler isn't quite angled right on this one either. But either way, two absolutely beautiful cars. We'll go ahead and stick this guy back up in the case. Although, you know, I would really love to make room for this one in the case as well. And we will take a look at our card here. So this is a pretty cool card. I'm going to scoot the car out of the way for a second so you guys can check out the pictures on here. These are photographs of the actual car that this is replicating. It is a real car that was at the MCACN show. I'm not sure what year, but it was at the Muscle Car and Corvette National show. And it is owned by Frank and Sandy Finkenbinder. Interesting name. And then we do have our muscle facts over here, so we'll pull this guy up for the fact reading because that's always fun. It says, this car was purchased new by Edward Finkenbinder in January of 1970 from D.L. Miller Auto Sales in Mishawaka, Indiana. Jesus Christ, what a mouthful. After driving this car in high school and college, God, could you imagine being able to afford a brand new muscle car in high school? I can't imagine. After driving this car in high school and college, owner Frank Finkenbinder proposed to his wife in this car. Wow, so romantic. This car was number 78 of the 1,920 that was required for the NASCAR eligibility in 1970, right? So Plymouth had to make 1,920 of these for it to be considered a production vehicle, and in order to run in NASCAR, it has to be a production vehicle. So they made enough of these for NASCAR to go, okay, you can race this car. So basically, the Superbird was just an excuse for Mopar to put an insanely fast car into NASCAR. So, yeah, and then there is our paint code, the Limelight Poly. I'm not sure if I showed you guys the paint codes for the darts. So there is Plum Crazy for the purple dart. I mean, I'm sure we could have guessed that. Plum Crazy is a super popular Mopar color. And Light Gunmetal Poly for this guy right there. And I do want to take a look at the back of this Johnny Lightning card, if I can do that without throwing it across the room. Muscle Cars USA, look for 2019 release number 2. So this is from release number 1. This is release 2. We've got a 62 Chevy Corvair. A Corvair? What? Oh, I want a Corvair. I don't have any Corvairs in my collection. 63 Ford Galaxy 500, 67 GTX convertible. No, I don't have a GTX convertible. Got a 57 Vet, a 69 Charger Daytona, and a 70 Plymouth Cuda. Cool, cool, cool stuff, guys. Very cool. And then, yeah, this is the MCACN info. I did read about this pretty recently, but I'll go over it again. It says, each November, the MCACN is held in Chicago, Illinois, and has quickly developed into a premier national show. Bob Ashton and his team started it in 2009, and now it attracts some of the finest rare muscle cars and Corvettes in North America. The show is regularly featured in leading automotive magazines. So, you know, I mean, that's what we have on my show, right? Muscle cars and Corvettes. and other stuff. So very, very cool stuff. I think that's going to about do it for today's video, guys. So we'll get these 4 cars loaded into the parking garage, and we'll take one last look at them under the lights. All right, guys, so one more time. This one's probably going to be my favorite for today's video without a doubt. No competition. There is our 1970 Plymouth Superbird in that beautiful green. Next up, we have our 2 1971 Canadian Dodge Darts Swinger 340 Specials. Yeah, like I said, that's quite a mouthful of a trim package there. But those are our Canadian Dodge Darts. And then last but not least, down on the end here, we do have our 1993 Dodge Stealth RT twin turbo. There, I cannot talk today. So there you go, guys. That is our 4 new cars for today's Mopar video. Make sure, like I said earlier, make sure if you enjoyed the video and if you're coming back on the regular and, watching a lot of my videos, for one thing, obviously, feel free to check out any of my earlier videos and make sure you're liking, subscribing, and leave a comment. Just even if you want to just say hi, or if there's a car you want to see on the channel, I'll go track it down. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.